The 2024 WNBA draft is here, so let's take a look at some players the Seattle Storm could end up with. Welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Sports Show where we love Seattle Pro Sports. I'm your host, Mikey, and today we are here to talk about the 2024 WNBA draft. And I didn't do mocks myself. I have to be honest. I'm not, as much as I love women's basketball, I'm not that deep into knowing every single player on the roster throughout college basketball and scouting them and all that. Okay. So I am relying on what other mocks have done, and we're just kind of we're going to talk about the players that the different mocks have mocked to us. And there's some really interesting players mocked to us, even though we don't have a first round pick. Remember, we had that 4th overall pick, and we took that and traded it to get Nneka Ogwumike, the legendary center. So, I'm okay with not having that 4th overall pick now. To have one of the best to ever do it, you're not gonna, you're not gonna complain about taking that pick and trading it for Nneka. Okay, so I mean, we can take a look, I guess, at what these mocks have in that range. Let's take a look. ESPN has Rakia Jackson. Let's see here. Yahoo has Aaliyah Edwards. And then the other place I found that did a mock far enough to where it includes the Storm is NBC Sports, and at number 4 they have Camila Cordoso mocked there, who is somebody I really was hoping. So this is one of the players I am very familiar with from watching women's college basketball. If the Storm were to have kept that pick, that is somebody I was very interested in at that point. Now, I don't really know if she is going to go at number 4 now because, when I was thinking we would be able to get her at number 4, we were thinking maybe Paige Beckers was going to enter the draft this year as well, and it would have been clearly Caitlin Clark number 1. Of course, every mock has her number 1, and then it would have been clearly number 2, Paige Beckers number 2. And then most people I think would have had Cameron Brink number 3, and that would have left you of any choice you wanted at number 4. And I would have thought Camila Cordoso would have been the pick, or that was the pick I wanted the Storm to take, if that was the case. But now that Paige Beckers has decided to go back to college, it's clearly Caitlin Clark number 1, clearly Cameron Brink number 2, and then it's just kind of a toss up from there. I mean, some people do have Camilla 3, some people have her 4, so I think if that's the case, and maybe there was another team that was going to take Camilla at number 3, I'm really happy that we ended up trading that pick for Nneka, and make sure that we end up with a for sure thing rather than hoping that we end up with Camilla there. But yeah, there's that. Let's actually talk about the mock drafts that we have here and what Seattle could end up with. So, front and center, we have Nika Mule. And when we're looking at Nika Mule here, let me pull up her stats so we can just kind of quickly go over those. So, for Nika Mule, All right, what we're looking at here is what's going on? Get these off of the page there. So, looking at her season stats, she just has 6.9 points per game, 4 rebounds a game, 6.5 assists per game. So good on assists. Her field goal percentage is 46.2%. So pretty decent there. But again, what we saw here, this 5'11 guard is relentless on defense, right? And the Storm are definitely lacking that type of player at the guard position, in my opinion. So, could we use Nika Mule? And if she does fall into the second round, that would be great. I mean, a lot of people out there are saying maybe Nika Mule, because of her performance in the tournament, that she will, that maybe she's going to end up rising in the draft, and maybe she'll get taken somewhere at the end of the first round. But if not, if she does fall to the second round and she's available for the Storm there at the second overall pick in the second round, yes, I would definitely be very happy with that pick. Let's see here. The next player up that ESPN has for the Storm picking in the third round is Abby Sue, if that's how you say that. I'm not exactly sure. Another 5'11, again, another guard, but this time offensive minded guard, the player that can come in and give your veterans a break. We got a couple veterans on this team, right? They're going to need a break every once in a while, and you want somebody to come in and still be able to score as well, when you're not bringing in Nika Mule to play lockdown defense. You can bring in Abby here, getting 20.4 points a game, getting 7 rebounds a game as well, 2 assists, 44.6 field goal percentage. That all sounds pretty good to me. Again, I'm not familiar with her. I didn't actually watch these games, but sounds like a player I'd be happy with. So there you go. There's Abby, and then let's see here. Let's go to the Yahoo mock. Yahoo mock has us taking in the second round Leilani Correa. Again, a guard, a 6-foot guard out of Florida, from the Florida Gators, averaging 16.9 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 43.8 field goal percentage. Now, it looks like she's also averaging 1.3 steals per game in this last season, averaging over 1 steal every season. I noticed that is a common theme, is having defense at the guard position is something that most of these mocks have mentioned when they are selecting for the Storm. Again, because you're seeing a lot of guards here. So now in the third round, Yahoo had us selecting again another guard, Sarah Scalia, 5'10", playing for the Indiana Hoosiers, averaged 16.3 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and a 43.5 field goal percentage. Again, another decent defender with decent scoring as well. So, if you end up with another player like that, you're not going to feel bad at all. And then, last but not least, the other place that had a mock that at least they didn't go to the third round, but at least they went into the second round. So they do select a player for the Storm, was NBC Sports. And in the second round, they have us selecting Celeste Taylor. Celeste Taylor, again, another 5'11 guard, 10.1 points per game, 4.1 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 40.9 field goal percentage. But listen to this: steals. Over the last 2 seasons, 2.5 steals per season, both seasons. And yeah, just a little bit that I was reading up on her, that she is a really great defender. So if you don't end up with Nika Mule, if she does, end up going into that first round, if Celeste Taylor is there in the second round for you, I think that would be a really good choice. Again, it would be nice for the Storm to have a lockdown defender, uh, somewhere on the court at some point at the guard position. And sounds like Celeste is that. Again, just again from what I read about her, pretty relentless there on the field. So those are all the players that I was able to get some research on, and found that mock drafts that actually went into the second and third round. So it included the Storm. Those were the players that I saw mocked to the Storm, and for me, Nika Mule. That is the #1 choice that I have out of all of these. So we'll see if she still ends up going in that range, or did she really end up, playing so well in the tournament that she's gonna find herself in the first round now. But if we're lucky, she gets to us in the second round. If not, then I still really like Celeste Taylor there in the second round. And then for the third round players that they had selected for us, yeah, if we get that Abby Sue, just with the amount of points that she's able to score, rebounds that she's able to get, and still playing good defense, then I think that would be a great third round selection as well. Again, because she's 5'11". Again, look at the players that we're looking at: 5'11", and 6 foot guards. Yeah, those can be wing players for you as well for the Storm. So we'll see. I think the Storm have a strong roster already. I mean, just think about what we have. We're going to have Neka Agwumake. We're going to have Ezzy Magbogor. So right there, your forward and your center, you're feeling amazing about. And then starting guards, you're talking about having Skylar Diggins Smith, and having Jewel Lloyd. You feel good about that. And then if Jordan Horston is healthy and ready to go this year, that can be a really exciting starting five. And then the couple of players that we end up drafting, that could be really great depth for us, because we'll still have Sammy Whitcomb, Jade Melbourne. Those are still some guards that you feel good about. But if you bring in a couple of guards slash wing forward players, I think that will help improve this team, especially if you can get somebody that can actually play like some lockdown defense, some something that we've struggled with the last this last year, the last couple of years. There you go. So there's the mock drafts for you, though, for the WNBA draft. Again, it is on Monday, April 15th, 4:30 Pacific time. So make sure you tune into that. Because Caitlin Clark is involved in this, it's going to be a fun time. So tune in, check it out, and then find out who the Storm are selecting as well, and see who we get to cheer on this upcoming year. And then the WNBA season starts just a month later. So get prepared, get to know these players because it's worth it. I always really enjoy watching the WNBA. It's getting, you know, now that it's getting attention, I think people are going to realize, how good it is and how much better. It's just like any sport. It evolves, it develops, and it is so much fun to watch right now that you don't want to miss out. All right. Well, there you go. There's my thoughts on WNBA mock drafts and what this Storm could end up with. Thanks for checking this episode out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment. Same thing for the podcast version. Follow, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating and review because it all helps the show. And thanks for listening to the Seattle Sports Show, where we watch legends awaken. So take cover, because with this sea of sound, you'll see us rise to reign supreme and win forever.